Let's chat about diving all in when it comes to recovery because I'm constantly talking about mistakes that I made when I'm making these videos, but that's part of coaching, right? Is leading you in the right direction and also telling you the things that really slowed down my recovery. And one of those things was finding, decent resources for me in the beginning before I joined my anxiety recovery coaching program. I was finding stuff that maybe would have helped, right? Same concept, but I would buy the course, I would buy the guide, and then I would kind of sort of read it, feel a little bit of reassurance, feel a little bit of like a little better. And then that was it. And I was applying nothing. And then I was still seeking quicker, faster results, right? So, having one foot in the door and one foot out the door now that you're here is going to slow you down for sure, right? And I'm not talking about like if you have a symptom that pops up that you are genuinely concerned about and you want to see a doctor, right? But if you have seen the doctor and you've had the MRI 6 times and they're telling you you do not need another MRI, well, listen to your doctor, right? If you are in coaching and you're kind of sort of like following along, watching the videos, asking questions, but your heart is not in it, and you're spending more time than not on forums looking up the best supplement to get rid of this now, right? And you're taking a couple other e-courses on how to get rid of this now, you're not going to be able to fully devote yourself to recovery and fully commit to one thing, right? So I would say my advice to you is dive all in. Worst case scenario, it doesn't work and you can go right back to searching for other cures. But I'm telling you that this method does work. And if you are fully committed, fully invested, try your best not to get caught up in all these shiny objects of other options, right? And other quicker ways to recover, quote unquote. I can tell you I would have found it if it was out there. You're going to recover a lot quicker, right? If you're fully committed. So something to think about too. When you search for something, the algorithm of the internet is going to give you recommended suggestions. So, when you are searching for anxiety supplements, guess what you're going to see on your Facebook ad? You're going to see anxiety stuff, right? These devices, these supplements, this vagus nerve thing, and this and that. And so it's not a coincidence, right? It's going to be in your face. And so you have to really choose, hey, sure, but I'm going to focus on recovering in a way that shows my body that I don't need to do anything to let it do its own thing naturally, right? Which is very counterintuitive. And it can feel like you're kind of giving up on yourself. And it can feel like you're not doing enough to recover. That was like one of my biggest struggles was feeling like this isn't enough. Especially as time started to go on and I had seen progress and things had progressed, but I was kind of like, but now what do I do? I need to do something. And ultimately, the more we do, the worse we get, right? And so it's actually again, it's not it's not intuitive. So it is really easy to get kind of like wooed by these things that say within 2 weeks everything's going to be cured, right? Or maybe it's your cervical vertebrae and you should see this special chiropractor, right? And then it sounds really interesting. And I was doing that even when I was in my mentorship, I was still doing that kind of stuff. And what would happen is I would start to put my hope in that. And I was like, oh my God, this sounds like it could be it. And so I'd kind of go that route, half-heartedly while I was recovering still. And then I would get disappointed. And then I was like, oh, it's not it. And then I was like, oh my gosh, back to recovery. Okay, it's my nervous system. And then it was like ding, 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 shiny object. And then I would kind of like get a little distracted and go down that route again. And over again, that was kind of the pattern. So I would say it's really important to make sure that you're diving all in, giving this your all, showing up, trying as hard as you possibly can to make steps in the right direction when it comes to recovery, and really throw that other stuff out the window because all that it's going to do is slow you down. Even if it feels like, oh, well, I'm doing something on the side. I'm not really like that invested, but like maybe it'll help me a little bit quicker. Like those are the things that really threw me off. So keep that in mind.